then how are they enforced, and then how do you break them? And I'm saying, if a client came in, was paying me by the hour, and I sit there and tell them about where an easement came from, all this other stuff that's not germane to their problem, they'll fire me. And she goes, that's right. Law school rewards you for things you do in the real world you get punished for, and punishes you for things you do in the real world you get rewarded for. That's when I just threw up my hands. Grades don't matter. I just want to just get through and get my B. I'm not going to worry about it, you know. And so, but unfortunately, even that mentality there, it's still the law firms themselves don't know what to look for. So they still look for the high caliber school. So with your law school thing, your French law school thing, I would recommend going to a day school if you can, but you want to go to a day school that's the highest ranking if you can, whatever you can afford though. Night school, I would do it as a last resort. It's not saying that you're not going to be able to get in there, but you're going to be more marketable in the future. Because even if you have this guaranteed job right now, let's say 3 years from now you won't like the job, or you get a better offer there. You're going to be more marketable if they like the caliber of the school that you went to. So it's generally better to do it that way. And I followed advice from the partner from McGuire Woods, who sat there and said, don't do nighttime. Because this was a senior partner from a major firm in Richmond. McGuire Woods has, I don't know, third or fourth grade right now. This guy would way up there. And even with his book, he would be able to get me in if I got to a nighttime school. So that's why I say go to day school if you can. Do I think that will really impact the quality of your education? No, I really don't think there's a difference. I do think after hearing from Georgetown being so competitive and how the students are basically pricks to each other, that I would rather do a day school. We have a little more fun, have some camaraderie, you can play softball, drink beer, and study groups, and not be so cutthroat. The people that have been doing law school at night, most of them are going to be working, so they are really, they're focused on the goal there. But to get that competitive cutthroat, it's not necessarily really what you need. So a day is probably a better thing.
That did, for sure.
Okay, who's got another question?
Continuing off that, would you recommend, as you did, go to work for a period of time, maybe a year or two for law school, like in engineering or in law, or do you think it's better just to go straight to law school?
Law school was fun. Career law is funny another way. When I was at law school, I worked 3 years, and I knew some people that went straight from undergrad to law school. There were a lot of people that took a year off to do as a paralegal for a law firm. There were some that took a year off to work in this field. There were some that were out of school for 10 years in other fields there. Every one of us thought that whatever we did probably would have some way of helping us in our career. And we probably all were right. As a lawyer, the law is maybe 30% of what you do in your job, unless you're someone like me in the streets all the time. But as a trial lawyer there, you have to really understand your client's business. Sometimes to be able to understand that business, you have to be in the business yourself. So to me, whenever I was working on legal things that involved engineering, I felt very comfortable because I was an engineer, so I could sit there and communicate with the engineers, sit down there. I understood what they were doing, if I saw the equations, I knew what they were talking about there. So I felt it was very helpful. The other thing too is there's almost aggression and maturity when you get to law school. It's weird, you're in your undergrad, and as you get more courses there, you grow up more, you realize you got to start worrying about the future stuff there, and you start acting more mature. When I got to UVA, and I saw the kids that went straight from undergrad to UVA, it was like stepping back in high school. They had their little cliques, they had the beautiful people, and the other people there. And it got to the point where I hung with 3 guys who I was 27 at the time. I hung with 3 guys who were 34 because they thought I was their age. All of us had worked for a while, so we all had different outlooks. We were looking at this as, hey, this is part of the stepping stone. And you can just see stuff there. So, in one sense, I kind of like the idea of working for 1 or 2 years, so that way you'll learn what the rule is about. Because a lot of things, law is the rules and regulations for society that they're imposing on what's going on in commercial transactions, whatever. So you need to understand how the world works. So I really do think that it is helpful to spend about a year or so in the working world if you can. Is that saying that your career is going to be stymied? No, it's not. I mean, at UVA, I forgot. I think the average age of the class is like 25 or something like that. So there are more people who will work for 1 or 2 years before they go there. So I do think that's the helpful thing. But you've done a fair amount of intern work right now.
Yeah.
So you may have almost already have a year under your belt by the time all the other stuff you've done, you've done things you did and other things. So you may not necessarily need it. So personally for you, I don't know if I'd say that it's really mandatory. I think you've seen enough there. So if you want to go right now and get started, I would make one decision.
Okay.
But I do think it's helpful for people in general to sit there and spend a year if you can, just to kind of get an idea of what it's like to have to report to managers and deal with colleagues and kind of being how to act professional. And, I think it's a helpful benefit that way. It can help you that way. Okay, what next?
I have one. So going from a mechanical engineering student, what was your biggest challenge in law school?
Learning not to think like an engineer. The thing about engineering, you're used to there's an answer. 10 megapascals, there's an answer. There's no answer. It's only questions. In fact, the best answer for any legal question is, it depends. There's so many things that can go on there. And so there's something about learning how to do that there. I don't think it was anything it's a different way of thinking a little bit. The other thing is that you have to be able to write as a lawyer. And when I came to Tech, I was able to take my freshman English my senior year of high school. I didn't take a single English course when I was here. Not right there. So someone told me when I was graduating Tech that 3 years later I'd be in law school, I would have written a book. I said, no way. I don't like to write. I'm not going to write a book. Things change. So writing is important there. And with a good firm, they'll help get you instructions and stuff to help you write. It's got to the point now where just 2 weeks ago, I took on my daughter's government teacher because he took papers off her paper because she started some sentences with an and or but, or allowed to be in conjunction. And I wrote him a letter citing all these grammar treatises and stuff there. I had a friend who wrote one of them there. And this guy's a PhD, and I knew because of his ego he wouldn't admit he's wrong. And so I sent this thing. I cited the 2 grammar books and a legal grammar book, and then even part of the Constitution as an example. And I had him decimated. And he writes back there and says, well, I'm getting it from this. And I looked at the source and said, well, the source doesn't address that thing. And the other release said is only about listing references, not talking about sentences. And then he tries to write back, and then I went some other thing and just destroyed him, So from an engineer to now being someone who's arguing grammar. And then he made a stupid mistake and he CC'd his boss on the email to me. I didn't know who his boss was, so I sent him a reply. Boss called him 2 minutes later. So you'll learn about writing as a lawyer do. So the engineering transfer though is you can't think, you need to let your mind open up so you're not thinking the one answer for everything. And that makes it a little bit different. Should that deter you from law school? Not at all. You suffered through 21 hours last year, right?
Yeah.
You survived that, you'll survive law school.
Like following up, did you find yourself set back versus the other students in law school who did majors in philosophy or other majors like that?
Not at all. Once I realized what's going on with the grades, I didn't worry about the grades as much. The other thing I realized is that sometimes the way you think attunes with the professor, and sometimes it doesn't. I took a course in bankruptcy, which is taught by the then dean of law school. For whatever reason, we thought the same way, because I got an A in that course. And I didn't change anything different about the way I answered his questions, the way I'd answer questions in a criminal law and other courses. Other courses, I was getting B's. This guy liked it. He gave me an A. Interesting. Did I sit there and think that there was, and of course, that was my third year. The one, law school is good itself in grades. You need to do well your first year. You need to do okay your second year, and don't worry about your third year. Engineering's opposite. Why is that? All right. The way it used to be, right now the job market is really, really tight for the undergraduate. The way it used to be was, you do your first semester, you get your grades halfway through the second semester. When you come back your second year, the fall semester, second year, you would interview for summer associate positions to the extent they still have it. It's not really climbing down those. But it used to be you would interview for basically a summer job for the law firm. So the law firm in that interview was only basing, all they had to see was your first year grades. So that's what they were basing on the summer law firm. That summer, you go, you work for the law firm. If you did really well, and they liked you, they made you an year of law school. So when you got back to start your third year, you already had a job offer for where you're going after you graduated. So your third year grades are irrelevant. You already got the job offer. Your first year summer thing is really based on your first year grades. And then maybe if you interview, sometimes you might interview a little more your second year because maybe that firm, you're not sure if it's the one for you. You might check in some other ones. So you're interviewing some of your second year. So all they have is some of your second year grades. And so by the time third year comes along, they don't care. So you want to do best your first year and worst your third year. I did reverse everything else. I had my best grades my third year, my worst grade my first year. So it's really weird. Sometimes you look at it and say, it doesn't make logical sense. Engineering's not that way. The toughest thing later, they want to see what you've done in wrong. It's not there. Would you be behind? No. You're going to think a little bit different there. And they're going to like that. Also, you're going to have some knowledge of some of the technology. Every once in a while, a legal problem will come up where they are worried about the technology. If you guys do patent law, you may have things where you're saying, okay, I have this gear here, and maybe something about how it rotates. Or I remember even one case of dealing with bicycle and cams, and how they rotate. And part of the analysis was understanding the function that the particular component was doing. Well, as an engineer, you're going to know that. A philosophy major is not going to know until they talk to the expert witness, and the witness educates them. So in some things, you are going to have a heads up. On other things, you may not. If you're trying to deal with the academia, when they get to their philosophical discussions, yeah, you may be a little behind there, but that's not what real practice law is about anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be, should be deterrent. You know, you're going to think a little bit different from others, but that's fine.
Going back on that, how did you train yourself to write, and, because, like, you didn't have an English possible?
Yeah, okay, so the way I did it, well, it was sink or swim when I first got there. And then I didn't really learn how to write. I improved my writing a lot when I got to Finnegan, because Finnegan actually hired a guy whose sole job was to be the writer in residency and to help lawyers learn how to write. And so what he would do, the way I worked with him, I would sit there and write articles. You know, as a lawyer, what lawyers do is they write articles for marketing purposes. You write an article, you get published in a newsletter, and then you try to then send the article around to the client, say, look what I did, see how smart I am, I know about this stuff here, give a shit to the court, make it a big problem. So you write all those articles, and I would sit down with him there, and then he would work with me. For a couple, I'd give him, they'd come back, red lines all over the place. And after about 2 months, the amount of writing decrease, it was all in. And then one of the simplest things about learning how to write well in your writing is to get rid of these, where if you take those out of your sentences, you force yourself to have to sit there and use verbs. And when you use verbs, that makes your sentences very active. And an active sentence is one that's more interesting to read. Most engineers don't know that, they're not trained in that. And you do lab reports on if you go there. So if you can do that really, probably one thing to do is to get rid of that. There are some fanatics who take that to the extreme, and they call that writing an E-prime. Basically, you get rid of all forms of that writing. It can be done in legal writing, and as an exercise, I wrote a 1,000-word article on a legal thing using that. The writer in residence, when I was reading one of his grammar books, he still uses that as one of his teaching tools. He goes to these seminars and teaches me, it can be done, see, it can be done. But just for your own, so if you're writing any philosophy papers there, you know, if you have so many about, you know, just get rid of the is's and the r's. Your senses become less like a couple. And because basically you're going to be attributing something. You're using more action words. To get rid of it very often, a lot of times it's maybe used to hide the identity of the person or something. But if you get rid of those words, then you're more likely to find things. So next time you have a paper, just go ahead and try it. You see, yeah, there is an R, so how can I rewrite the sentence to get rid of this R or B? And a lot of times you do it is to actually identify who's doing the thing and identify what they're doing. And that will make things a lot more active. And you are, to an extent, the level of intelligence you have is the way people perceive your intelligence can be how you write. And if you can sit there and write in these nice active things, and then also very sensitive, short, long, don't ever read long, run on, I think very clean side. Then you'll sit there and professors will perceive you being smarter or perceive your papers being better. You can have two papers where you have the